Behold the map. If whales made maps, they'd scrimshaw great circles elaborating their movements. They'd scribe rum lines to chronicle the whereabouts of their kin. They'd map out their migrations and their battles, their births and deaths. We smaller mammals scribble our brief and imaginary vectors on the canvas of the whales. For 100 years and more, humans have undertaken solo swims across these waters to take measure of themselves against the sea. Federations oversee the most popular vectors, assimilating local knowledge, maintaining authoritative records, articulating the rules. As stewards of their stretch of water for a fee, they'll put an observer on an escort boat to bear witness as events unfold. The grandmother, the English Channel, established today's elemental rules for marathon swimming. No insulation or propulsion devices allowed. Thus, for example, wetsuits and swim fins are prohibited. Typically a solo event. The outcome is often determined by water temperature, waves, and currents. Common distances are between 10 and 25 miles. I've dabbled in open water swimming for more than half of my life, but last December, those bird women, the sirens of Oxnard, called out to me and convinced me to swim off of Anacapa Island and make my way to Silver Strand in Oxnard. So I figured, well, I better start cranking out some meters in the pool. I worked hard for 8 months, training for the distance and more, knowing that even if the ocean was agitated, I'd be ready to push back hard. I never considered not reaching the mainland. What to bring, what to bring? Fig Newtons, that's a no-brainer. Gobs of Vaseline, some glow sticks, a thermometer, 6 feet of surgical tubing, and, oh yeah, some Listerine and duct tape. What kind of perverse expedition is this, anyway? First crossed in 1978, this is relatively new water for marathon swimmers. I'll motor out to Anacapa at 4 in the morning with my crew, jump in, touch the island, and then head to Oxnard and become, I hope, the 17th person to swim the Anacapa Passage. The lights of Ventura Harbor recede. An oil rig slips by. The diesel engine churns. Oh, the channel is dark and lonely and wild. Within me, apprehension and excitement compete. We ghost through the shipping lanes on a south by southwest heading. By God, we cross the channel in an hour and are idling 80 yards from the island. Kyle, my son, is sitting on a paddleboard lit up marginally by glow sticks, my brave accomplice, my nominal guardian. Have I sold the young man a bill of goods? To the sound of no trumpets, I exit the boat and swim to the island. Here only a cliff dropping into the sea. With 2 hands I touch Anacapa as though it were braille. I feel mussels and seaweed as wave surges move me around. Scott, the Federation observer, shouts to swim away. The clock starts. I am underway. In the gray light, my son and I move across the water together. Dozens of jellyfish beneath me, unmoving, luminesce as I glide over and among them. What a fine kettle of fish I've gotten myself into. Impressions of beauty and terror fire in my brain simultaneously. 3 dozen dolphins cut through us. A couple of them stall out under my pace swimmer, Greg, roll onto their sides, and make dolphin-to-human eye contact. Greg digs this. Me, I'm not so highly evolved. An ocean lit up with 6-foot-long, 300-pound gray missiles. I am on full alert. The water is a steady 62 degrees. Feedings happen every 30 minutes. Chip tells me what the dealio is. The cold is in my jaw. After a few hours, I don't hold up my end of the conversations. Feedings become a messy business indeed. Seated on a comfortable couch reviewing this photo, I wonder, What if this picture revealed Leviathan himself, a few meters from me, gathering data for a nearly reflexive decision? Is it possible, viewing such a photo, that I might retroactively shit myself? On we go, and the oil rig Gina declares we are only 3.8 nautical miles from shore. I imagine an axis skewers the boat, the paddleboarder, myself, and the oil rig, and we are moving forward in concert. I am untethered. I am pelagic. I am tentatively omnipotent. Jane joins me for an hour as pace swimmer, and I am not stressing now. In the water, on the paddleboard, and aboard the boat, I feel connected to this gang. Still far from shore, but joined by another swimmer who matches my stroke. And so I reach Oxnard after 8 months of training and 7 hours and 11 seconds of swimming. The ocean blue becomes sandy colored, and I walk onto the western edge of the continent. I spend a few minutes with Lisa on the shore before swimming back to the boat for the return to Ventura Harbor. And into the boat, leaving the broad ocean behind. Make no mistake, in this fringe place, it is the ocean, deep and mysterious, that will have the final say. But on this day, an ocean let a swimmer pass. Throughout the world, on many days of the year, human gangs coalesce. Navigating the ocean vectors, these groups are bent to a common purpose. Greg, Jane, Kyle, Chip, Scott, myself. One glorious day last August, we moved across the water. We passed through the ocean together.